Viper gets rid of bums, but it does make the streets grosser. This is Street Trash on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. I've got Sam and I've got Jackie with me as always. We're here to talk about a bad movie. This one, this week, is brought to us by Sam, called Street Trash from 1987. Directed by Frank Moreau, Jim Moreau, Doug Moreau.
James Michael Moreau.
James Donkey Burrow. I don't know. Some guy that made Street Trash, and that's about all he ever did.
Well,
Yeah,
he's a camera op for it, like for a lot of movies. 67, including Academy Award-winning LA Confidential.
Indeed.
Well, he's a butthole is what he is.
Ah, man. Well, Jackie's already pissed off. It's a movie about bums, homeless people.
It really captures the essence of the bum.
Yeah, well, they're not. We should just call them bums because they're not just homeless people. These people are bums.
They're street trash.
They're street
It's not
trash.
a clever title.
No, it is. It is not. They are street trash. It even has nothing to do with street trash. Is just there's street trash in this film. It's not even about street trash necessarily. The events that take place in and around street trash.
Yes.
Yeah, but Jackie, you already want to start just bitching.
Okay, so let's take it easy. You don't like bums, you know that.
I hate fucking bums.
Yeah. Well, you should love this movie then, because it hates the bums just as much as you do.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
movie should have been called The Worst of Humanity.
Well,
It
yeah,
is.
but bad things happen to them. Like
They get melted.
I hate vampires. I don't want them to go to dinner with me or live next door per se or attend the same sporting event that I'm at. But if I watched a movie where a 6'5" black guy wearing sunglasses stabs them and explodes them, I'm probably gonna like it because the vampires are dying.
Or if just the vampire coven stumbles upon its own dubious end, and it's just a bunch of tomfoolery where they all kill themselves by being idiots.
Yeah.
No, no.
Huh.
It didn't matter that they were all getting their up and comings. It was bums, and they're
The
just
movie.
awful fucking people.
Yeah.
And they're just trash of humanity. And
These-
it's just, ugh.
These bums are not good people.
These
Like,
are the worst.
These are not good people.
When they have advocates for the homeless,
Uh-huh.
they don't want you to see this movie.
They do not. Absolutely not. There's not a single bum that does anything good for anybody else in this film. Actually, there's not a character that does anything good for anybody else, except for maybe Bill the cop. He almost kind of tries.
Towards the end, I think I have
don't
a
know.
question about that actually
Yeah.
for the end, but
Yeah.
it's not just a clever name. Street trash.
Yeah, really the only thing you root for, like, yeah, get them, you do your thing, is the booze that kills every bum.
You want them all to melt, but then the movie distracts you with these other, like, not knowing what it's about and getting sidetracked constantly with these other characters that you forget sometimes that you want the bums to all melt because you're like, okay, wait, is this movie going to be about something? Because if it's going to be about something here, I mean, they've kind of got me with the melting bums, so I'd like to see where they were going to go with it. And then, no, it's melt another bum real quick before they realize that we have no idea where we're going with this thing.
We're making this shit up as we go. All of the script. Let's talk about the script and the dialogue for just a minute because we can't really. That's not something we can flush out while discussing the movie itself in detail. The writing of this film is fucking nanners.
That's what I said in the prelude, is that he completely comes out, like he encompasses and gathers the essence of the crazy bum, which is an achievement, yet at the same time doesn't write a movie at all.
I just think that it's so disturbing the way that these bums behave that it was hard for me to watch it.
It is difficult.
It's difficult to watch, and I did not enjoy this film because it was so morally offensive to me. About everything that I hate in bums was in this movie. So I guess bravo, he captured that one pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was hard for me to watch this movie, and it was just like, fuck, kill them all, kill them all.
I like that you just pulled a Costanza there and started talking about something that we had moved on from. That would have been the perfect thing to say when I asked you about your feelings of this movie other than just, meh.
In defense, the first time that I saw Street Trash was not on board. Like, I watched it with friend of the program and very infrequent guest Roman, he was on his second viewing and he was laughing about as hard as I was laughing with you two. It is a little bit to get past because that's just disgusting.
It is disgusting.
You're
Not
supposed
the
to be
icky of the slime effects. These people are disgusting.
are disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actual goop is mostly paint, so it's kind of like, huh.
That was like the most beautiful thing about any of those bums was how colorful they were on the inside when the viper melted them.
Bravo.
Is that a statement? Beautiful innards of bums.
They weren't all evil.
Yeah. There's a little bit of them that has beauty and art to them. But the things that are said in this movie are just so stupid and don't make any fucking sense. Even like the insults, like, you son of a bitch, bite my heart. Things of that nature where it's like, wait, what? Did he just say what? Huh?
Go fuck your dog.
Go fuck your dog. You go fuck my dog. Wait, what?
What?
You want someone to fuck your dog?
I just wonder how much of this was scripted and how much else was just like, what's the stupidest thing that could be said right now? Who's got it? Jimmy's got it. Okay, Jimmy, what do you got? Fuck my dog? Yeah, okay, we'll use that. It just is like, doesn't make you would write it down and then go, that's really stupid.
It's like they had scenes that they wanted to do and they wrote dialogue just to like get to make it a scene.
Yeah.
And I've actually been involved with a picture that was much like this. I won't name any names, but I could see this actually being a fully written script before they shot it. And then someone after the fact going, you didn't tell a story there. And they're like, yeah, but we did melt the bums.
We melted the bums.
That's what our goal was. And
Goal
like,
one.
okay, well, I guess you did that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some of these bums. We've got, I guess, the main one, Freddy, who's kind of... Freddy's a jerk. He's purely unlikable. His brother doesn't like him. He's racist. He does have one buddy, but he kind of is a dick to him.
He's kind of got a mama's and papa's look.
Bert seems to like him pretty well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Bert's got a lot of options. But I guess if you had to hang out with Freddy, if you're Bert and you either got to hang out with Bronson's people or Freddy,
or
you're
Pauly.
probably going to choose. Well, Pauly, we don't even really know that much about, but
He's an asshole.
Yeah. But you're probably going to choose Freddy because he's the least likely to murder you, I guess.
Yes.
He may steal all of your stuff and potentially shit on you while you're sleeping, but he's probably not going to murder you. So you got that going for Freddy. I guess if I'm going to put him in a nice light,
well,
he probably isn't going to kill you while you sleep.
He's only so morally defensible
Yeah.
because of later events.
Yeah, he's a real butthole, Freddy. I don't like him. Don't want to root for him. I want him to die. But then you also got his little brother Kevin, who we're going to say is a teenager.
I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I felt sorry for Kevin.
Oh, did
he's
you?
in a bad spot.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't know that he can just give himself up to be a ward of the state and, get showers and meals and have a place to stay. I mean, he's obviously just a stupid kid that is in this situation because his brother is a fucktard.
Yeah, his brother is not. It's like he's the vampire analogy is kind of close with this because it's like Freddy's turned. He's not your brother anymore. He's a full-on bum. There's no coming back.
He's like the brother in Lost Boys.
Yeah. No, Jason Patrick comes back.
Oh yeah, Jason Patrick does come back.
Yeah, but Freddy's he's too far gone.
Yeah.
He's full-on vampire. He's Sutherland.
He's more Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, he's more Kiefer Sutherland. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, and then so they live in like a shack in a junkyard that's just...
a house made of tires
and a car
that has a car for an entrance. Yeah,
and it's just them living there. Is this like Bronson's territory? Are they also Bronson's people? They're just like the nicer of Bronson's people.
So they're on Bronson's on the other, like another part of the junkyard.
Okay,
which,
all right.
When the movie starts, Wendy's seen with Kevin and the owner of the junkyard, which is Frank Schneiser, is like, you got to get these bums out of here. And she's like, he's just a kid. He doesn't know any better.
Yeah, she's got a soft heart for the bums.
For the one, what the fuck is going on with the rest of them?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so Freddy gets a hall pass because he's related, even though he's obviously morally indefensible. Bert really doesn't do anything bad, so he can show up periodically as he does.
Well, bad to other bums.
But then this whole, like, evil bum camp?
Yeah, it's an evil bum camp.
It's an evil bum camp, and she seems to have nothing to do with it, so what's going on there? How does that, like, this Fred Schneiser's like, oh, she likes the one bum, so you're all in.
Yeah.
All of you.
Let's bring up Evil Bum Camp with the leader of the Evil Bums, Bronson,
Who looks surprisingly like Zach Galifianakis.
a little. He's an ex-Vietnam vet that has got a little case of the PTSD. Maybe he's crazy.
He's crazy.
He has flashbacks about murdering Vietnamese people, and he's got a thing for Wendy because she's Asian. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know she's Asian, but I think that's his thing. Is
Yeah.
It's a little bit of sexual repression with him and his Vietnam days.
Well, he had the flashback of rescuing the one and then making sex to her.
I thought that was Wendy,
See,
and it was
it
just a
was.
fucked up dream.
I don't know what was going on. I'd like, yes, let's try to rationalize
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Well, I think his character. This is the one problem I have with the guy
One
that
problem.
played him is that he doesn't get the character of Bronson, and I think Bronson's the easiest to figure out in this whole movie.
Is he more crazy than Wizzy? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he carves a bone knife, dude. That's fucking
So
nuts.
he's just out of control, insane, whereas Wizzy is plumb nuts, but he's got some control over his brain still.
Yeah.
Wizzy's
indeed.
just a fuck.
Bronson's
He's
more
just a
like
mean fuck.
Bronson's more like Dolph Lundgren in Universal Soldier. You know, he's fucking insane.
He's
you
off
can
the
make
rails.
sense of his insanity, whereas Wizzy's just too much paint. Just
Just-
too much paint.
He's been on the streets till you can't turn him back after that point.
When you've burned off half of your brain by huffing gold paint, you know, I can't make sense of any of that because you have to have half a brain to make sense of it.
Yeah.
But actually, insane. Bronson's insane.
Bronson's insane.
But Wizzy is a mean old fuck, though. I mean, he knows how
Yeah.
to fight.
Uh-huh.
He's been in this. He's like that alley cat with like
Dirty.
one ear,
He's
Yeah.
dirty fighter.
and like half of his tail is gone.
Yep.
And that cat is a bastard, and everybody knows it. And all the other cats try to avoid him, but they can't because he goes and beats up other cats for their cat chow.
Oh, yeah.
He's a dick.
Yeah, he is a dick. He's a total dick. We've also got Bill the Cop.
Bill the Cop.
Who's just on to the case of melting bums. Like, I think that's his only deal.
Which, yeah, that's it. We'll get there, I guess.
I got melting bums, and I got to look into it. His detective methods are pretty dubious. He just shows up. He's like the guys in American Kickboxer 2, where it's just, now I'm here.
He said somebody's been iced. Like, it's a murder. You see a toilet full of paint that's got a face, and you're like, yep, that's a murder.
Totally murder. We got some deep homicide here. We got a scumbag roaming the streets knocking off bums.
I need an ID on that toilet full of face.
You think he's cleaning up the streets, but this is just the start. You wait till he gets his hands on some white ladies.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, then shit's gonna go down, Mr. Mayor. Bill the Cop's bucking for a promotion this week.
Yeah.
Because everybody else would just be like, flush the toilet.
exactly.
Go on to other things. Got a robbery
Which
on the north end.
Paulie tried to flush himself.
Yeah, he was trying to do
He
everybody
tried.
a favor.
There wasn't any water up there. So
just a
he's still in the
broken
toilet.
down toilet in a demolition building. And then we've got Mr. Schnitzel as well. What's his, Mr.
Schneiser.
Schneiser, the boss.
Frank Schneiser, the owner of the junkyard.
This guy is a fat fuck.
This is the most morally indefensible person in the film.
He is.
Everybody else has a problem that you can associate. This guy is just a bad guy.
He is a real bad guy.
there's nobody in this movie who's a good guy.
Yeah, but if you gotta choose the scummest, the worst person, human being in this film, you can't say that it's not Mr.
Schneiser.
Schneiser. He is a necrophile.
Yeah, he's gross.
He is
Well,
he
he's-
uses his huge fat piece of shit body as a weapon in rape.
Yep. He
That's-
is a bad guy.
That's bad. Like, real bad. When you're, being a rapist is pretty shitty, but then being a fat fuck, like, you're so fucking huge and fat that you can use your fat as a rape weapon?
That's, yeah.
That's awful.
Or that, he fucks a dead body.
That part's pretty grody.
Which, that was where I was watching you two. Because I think that Roman was watching me when I was watching this the first time. Because I think that's just the point where the movie itself is like, hey, what next?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the both of
It
you
is
were
what's next.
the both of you were like, oh my god, he just fucked a dead body. That's not cool. It's not cool at all. Like I was like, yeah, because the second time around, like it's so horrific that, it's like, oh, this is all comedy, I guess.
Well, and here's what I thought is that she would just be unconscious
Oh, she was quite dead.
and that he would go down there and he'd be like, "Are you okay?" and then start raping her.
Yeah.
Which is better?
I don't know which
I
is
don't
better.
know which is better, but that's the scenario I thought was going to play out, not like, "Oh, yeah, oh, nope, I was wrong. He is definitely fucking a dead body."
Yeah. And I think they did a very good job with the makeup. Who is the lead?
Freddie?
Freddie is the makeup guy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even from a distance, you can see the purple makeup. That is a dead body. Like, there is no question when you see her laying face down. You're like, absolutely,
It's an actress
dead body.
playing a dead body.
Yeah, but
they
you
didn't find a dead body, and then here we're gonna have some fun with this one.
I don't know. I should mention it now because we might forget to. In 1987, Long Island was a shithole. Wow.
Yeah, real
Wow.
Ugh. Thanks, Giuliani.
Like, who's to say that wasn't a dead body?
yeah, who's to say, man?
Who's to
It's
say?
Washed up on our set. We should probably do something with it. I don't know, man. It's gross. It's a gross film.
That was a rough town.
All right, and then we've got, last but not least, we've got Duran, who's like a mob boss, or I don't know if
A
he's
restaurateur.
Nikki
Yeah.
Duran.
Nicky Duran. He's a wise guy. He's a made man. I don't know.
He's an Italian who owns a restaurant.
Yeah, that's exactly
He's got
it.
thugs though,
He does have thugs, but they might also be
just relatives.
guys that work at the restaurant.
Yeah.
That are his cousins.
Well, and the cops know who he is.
That's true.
They do make
Yeah.
the connection of, oh, Duran's girlfriend?
No,
like
ew.
somebody's gonna die.
Nicky
Yeah.
Duran.
He does have a limousine and a hitman.
Yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
he's a mob guy.
He's a mob guy.
So how high up in the mob he is, who's to say? But he's not afraid to break some kneecaps, if you know what I mean.
He's got a nice cane.
Yeah, he's got a cane, so that's a definite sign that he's a bad guy. Of course, there's not a whole lot of signs who's a good guy in this film, but that's one. So anyways, let's break this shit down. Movie starts out with Freddy. He's gonna get some booze. He's stalking the liquor store guy, and he's gonna sneak in behind him and just sneak a pint here and go back to being a bum, doing his normal bum
His
stuff.
bum business.
But he farts, blows ass while he's right behind the.
I thought the guy farts on him, and then he goes, "Whoa."
Yeah, but then Freddy farts later while he's running away. So I thought,
Everybody's got gas.
yeah, everybody, it's just Long Island stinks. But either way, the owner turns around, sees him, so he starts chasing him. Hey, get out of here, you bum! And then wild, wacky chase scene that leads him out into the streets where he causes a traffic accident, and the guy comes out, and now he's chasing him, and everybody wants a piece of Freddy because he's fucking up shit.
Well, he steals the money that Wizzy's stealing from Paulie.
Yeah, the $3.
$3, which it seems like that's what Bronson's game is he's running a protection racket on the other bums
Of dollars.
of dollars. Well, I mean, the $3 all adds up to boozing.
3 bottles of Viper.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they corner him, and he's like, shit, but all of a sudden this ladder falls down out of the sky, one of those balcony ladders that they got in New York, you know, you always see in
Fire
movies.
escape.
Fire escape, yeah. And, hey, there's a fire in the building. So he runs up there, and there's some people humping. He interrupts them, and yells
Takes the watch.
Yeah.
He steals their watch and is like, get out of here, there's a fire. I'm stealing your watch.
Yeah.
Real hero, Freddy.
Yeah, I almost was like, okay.
He
I'm
slapped
not-
the ass of the naked lady, too, so there's some sexual assault there, as well as theft.
I don't hate Freddy at this point, though. I'm still thinking that maybe he's just a vehicle to hijinks. You know, this is just his life is just hijinks, and he's just being a bum. But
Yeah.
later he turns into a real asshole.
The first time I'm watching this, I'm just thinking that the bums are all like, it's a lighthearted bum hijinks film.
right.
And then as it moves on, you're like, oh, God.
Bums. But he dives to escape. He dives into a trash truck, and they don't see him. But then when he jumps out, he loses the cash. The $3 gets crunched in the truck.
As well as the watch.
Yeah, so he's got nothing to show for all his activities.
And he spilled most of the bottle of Seagram's.
Seagram sounds nice right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yuck.
You like Seagram's?
No.
For cheap whiskey, I like it.
Moving on.
Jackie's too high class for bum drinks.
Bums and Seagram's. And,
If a bum will drink it, it's not good enough for her.
yeah.
That's right.
No Viper for you.
Good
Well,
call.
I don't go to the liquor store and buy $1 bottle of booze. That's your first mistake right there, bums.
If I walked into the liquor store in today's modern society, and they had like a pint for $1, I'd be like, man, this is going to be gross as shit. But you know what? I'm going to fucking buy it.
I would think that if it's a pint for $1, it is going to do what Viper does.
Yeah, could.
Like at the best case, you'll just be shitting paint out your ass.
Oh yeah, you're
next day.
gonna be unpleasant, but I think I would buy it and like, hey everybody, you want to take a drink of the $1 stuff and just be a dick all night at the party, being like, ha ha ha, like try this sour milk, guys. Oh, I'll try the sour milk. Oh my god, that milk is sour.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta try that sour milk, and then everybody drinks the icky, grody dollar booze, and now you've got a story for next week.
When I had first seen this, like 3 months later, I had to go to L.A. and they actually have Viper malt liquor in California.
Uh-huh.
And I was trying to take a picture of it, and you can imagine what sort of store I was in that you can get the Viper malt liquor. And the owner's like, "What are you doing? You either buy it, you can't take a picture of it."
Meanwhile, there's just tons of homeless people outside the door.
Stealing the other Viper. I was basically, he thinks I'm running distraction for these bums that are stealing the Viper. And I was like, it's a joke from a movie. Shit, sorry, man. I got pretty much kicked out.
Nice.
So, speaking of the liquor store, at another liquor store, Ed has found a crate buried in his basement, his liquor cellar. I don't know. He just opens up this like side of the wall, and inside of it is a crate that has this Viper stuff in it. He's like, oh, this has got to be at least 60 years old. I bet you I could get $1 per bottle for this. Wait, what?
I'm just kind of thinking, like, what the hell was he doing down there? And my only thought was digging for treasure.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
Yeah, and he found it.
He says something like, there's nothing down here but shit. This is all shit. I can't sell any of it. Oh, here's some shit I can sell. And it's 60 years old, but it has a plastic cap.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's from last year. You put it down here. It was just as poisonous last year as it was this year.
Maybe, yeah, that's what it is Ed is also been huffing the paint fumes, and he totally forgot that that's his Viper that he just bought from some traveling Viper salesman the year before. Like, it's, this'll carry all your ales. You know, one of those guys. It's fucking Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney from that Say video show up, and, yeah, have some Viper elixir. You'll get rid of that syphilis in a moment.
And you'll be like, sure, I'll take it. Because you're all high on rubber cement.
Right, exactly. And then you sleep in the cellar that night because you're fucking daffy, and that's where you put
filled
the crate.
With treasure.
Yeah, you're guarding your fucking pirate's treasure. And then you go to work the next day and completely forget about the Viper.
Everything, yeah. Mid-'80s were rough in Long Island. There's just a wave of rubber cement going around. Easy to get a hold of.
At least on Long Island.
Yeah.
Man, Giuliani's got to come in there and clean that shit up. Because
he did Times Square. They're like, how about Long Island? Giuliani's like, what the fuck, am I crazy?
That's all the way over there.
It's got its own mayor. Fuck.
What, you want me to do Jersey next? I mean, come on.
Yeah, Jesus. What do I look like? Do I look like Jesus? Jesus.
Forget about it. Oh, New York. So there's bums everywhere in this town. I don't know if this is supposed to be Long Island, but it's shot in Long Island. But wherever this is, this universe is covered in bums. There's just shots of like bums hanging out on the streets. They're washing people's windows. A guy hucks a loogie on the window and then just tries to wipe it off, and it doesn't do anything. And people are like, God damn it, get off my car, you fucking bum.
The window was clean before you came here.
Yeah, these bums, God, there's fucking bums everywhere. Get on out of here, bums. There's other couples parked at the stoplight, and fucking Bronson sees them. This is the only time Bronson ever leaves the junkyard, is this one scene, and he's like, he wanders up to the guy, and he just starts fucking with the car, and the lady's like, give him $1, get him out of here. No, he's doing a good job. He's gonna clean up this car real nice. And then Bronson, like, just grabs the guy, the Poindexter guy, he's got a bow tie on, and just shoves him right through the fucking windshield.
And meanwhile,
Uncalled for.
Officer Bill shows up later to solve the murder of the guy in the toilet, not the plain daylight murder of a citizen by a bum who was obviously
He's not just a citizen.
Bronson.
He works for the G5 Summit.
There you go.
And
This is a world leader.
And he plays Weekend Warrior. He's also in the Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But it's obvious that
American
he was
hero.
murdered by Bronson.
Right.
This is not a crime that Bill is ever trying to solve at any point during the film.
Gotta get that bum shit taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, this first opening scene is just like, okay. It didn't mean anything. It didn't go anywhere. It was just like, oh, all right.
I think it's just setting up the universe of there's too many fucking insane bums in this town.
It's like The Message
Yeah.
by Grandmaster Flash.
Broken glass everywhere.
Piss all over the ground.
So Freddy and Polly are hanging out and talking about the missing cash that that Bronson. Freddy now owes this $3 to Bronson. He doesn't have the money, and Polly's like, "Oh, that's a real bummer." And he slips the Viper out of Freddy's pocket. He's out of there. I'm gonna go drink this someplace else. Well, Wheezy shows up because he overhears this money talk. He's like, "Oh, I gotta get me," or no, he's like, "I gotta represent for Bronson." So he starts kicking the shit out of Freddy. And then Polly walks over to an abandoned building and turns into grody stuff. He drinks the Viper. He's the first to go down due to Viper on the toilet. I want to make a note that Polly, when he melts, it's blue.
It is blue.
Polly melts blue
Mostly blue.
into the toilet. Back at Ed's, there's a new bum. I don't know what this bum's name is. He's the old guy that's kind of like Dennis Hopper, but he's less insane, but totally insane.
But totally insane. Talking... Why does everybody got to give Ed so much business?
Because Ed's the only, like, Ed's just needs to be like, get out of here, you fucking bum. I'm not selling you shit. You're a fucking bum. Get out of here. Yeah, no vagrants. Call the police, Ed, one time. But he lets them come in and give him the business.
Yeah, and it's like, but at the same time, they are crazy bums. But I mean, shit, Ed's selling you booze for $1. Just give him the $1 and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, no shit. He's the only guy in town. Everybody else is calling the police like a normal, sane person.
It makes more into the psyche of the bum that can't be turned back is that's normal conversation for them.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, how are you doing? It's, you fucking don't know the hardness.
You think you know what you think, but you don't think about anything you think.
Yeah, like that's, how are you doing in bum language?
I got married in this suit.
Yep.
Yep. Good for you. Get the fuck out.
Bummanship. So, he's hassling him. He's fucking crazy, and he gets the Viper and wanders out in the streets. And Bill, the cop, is hassling him like, "Hey, you know this stuff about Bronson. I've heard about this Bronson guy. I got to figure out what's the deal with Bronson because I believe he's somehow linked to a toilet filled with blue paint."
Not a murder that he committed in broad daylight with witnesses everywhere.
Huh. Okay. And
we have to mention the line here when Officer Bill hassles unnamed bum. I can't spend $5 or I can't make a $5 investigation on 5 cents worth of shit.
There you go. Perfect example of the dialogue in this film. It's just daffy. So he gets away from Bill the cop and he climbs onto a balcony. He's talking to this cat and he's like, kitty cat, I'm gonna fucking drink this Viper.
No, he calls it pussy.
Yeah.
And so he does. Unnamed bum melts yellow.
I think there's a lot of egg yolks.
And then he melts onto a guy who's just walking underneath the balcony. Another
that guy is Robert
citizen.
Frumkes, producer and writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That guy's a dipshit because if you see shit on the ground, you're going to try to avoid walking over it.
Not walk
It was a
into-
big pile. You just walk around it. You don't walk over the top of it. Fucking New Yorkers.
Well, he learned his lesson because he gets melted as well. He gets
right in the face.
Byproduct melted. Melted onto melted man. So the cop sees him get all melty, and he's like, "Oh, shit, more melters."
Then he yells at a woman for being a woman.
Yeah.
And then what was her deal? She's like, "What, so you can pull me over and rape me?"
Yeah, and then it was like, "Why can't you do anything to help this man?" And he's just like, I'm melting. That was a weird scene.
Yeah, and then she's like, "You just want to pull me over and rape me?" And he's like, "I wouldn't rape you. You look like a dude." Or something like that.
Yeah, you got a dick. And then he says the only difference between you and a radio is I can't shut you off. Meanwhile, there's a man melting to death, and no one's doing anything about it.
Oh, he's gone.
So back at Camp Freddy and Kevin, Bert stops by and he's like, "Hey, guys, what's going on in here?" Freddy's dissing on Kevin because he likes that Asian lady.
He calls her a gook.
He does.
Yep, he does.
And that was so offensive. Like, I was like, oh.
I think you didn't avoid it, but
It was part of the movie.
I know. I stopped at that stoplight and I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a right turn on Main Street. You just kept right on going through it.
Ran the red light.
Yeah.
See, I think if
fuck
we were
it.
going to go anywhere with the racism of the scene, you would go to the the quizzical racism when he says that her vagina is upside down.
Well, that's an old joke.
Doesn't make any. So what? It doesn't. It's not good. How does
offensive.
that even
It's
work?
Super offensive.
I don't know. It's just weird.
Because if you dig straight down from America, they're on the upside down of the earth. Like the cartoons. That's where it comes from. If you dig straight down, you'll end up in China, right? According to cartoons,
you
not
end up in the
actual
ocean,
reality.
but yeah,
So they're upside down.
but
I
well,
don't
I'm
think
just
that's where
going
that
in-
I
comes
promise
from.
you that is where the
Well,
punchline
let's
of that
say
joke
that
comes
where
from.
that's coming from. Like you turn a vagina upside down, and it's still about what? It's still pretty much the same, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, you can put your wiener in there. Upside down, right side up. Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
I think that's just a different position is what they call it in not asshole land.
Ah,
Yeah. So, so Bert decides to go for a walk, and he finds this receipt outside of a grocery store. And he goes in, and he's like, no, starts just shoving everything into it. He's got like fireman pants.
He's got a week's
giant pants.
worth of groceries in those pants.
It was
like-
awesome.
It's like clown pants that are neon. I don't know, but he's got chicken in there and fruits and vegetables, hot sauce,
I think he got some ketchup in there.
maple syrup,
Two cantaloupes.
everything is in his pants. And this old lady catches him and, hey, you're trying to take all the stuff from this store, you damn dirty bastard. And he calls her a honky bitch. And
Yeah.
Oh, you went right through that line. I see.
because Honky's awesome. I think
wanna-
Honky's a great name.
I want to actually
Call
talk
me a
about
honky, I'm fine
this
with it.
scene specifically in the racism of the movie. He picks up a watermelon and puts it down very consciously. The filmmakers are like, at the time,
Everybody
I think
thinks
that
he's
it's
going to
probably,
go for that watermelon.
Yeah, it's probably like not okay in 1987 to make fun of black people anymore in New York, but it's still okay to make fun of the Asians.
Yeah.
That's what's happening here, I think, symptomatically with the filmmaking, because they just all over the Asians, just terrible. But then, no, we're not going to make any black people jokes, other than the one that was like, nobody cares he's black,
Right.
towards the end, but nothing near like, oh man, they were just raking her over the coals.
Yeah. So he doesn't give a shit that the old lady's busted him. She's like, I'm telling the manager. And the manager shows up, and he's a brother. And so Bert plays the race card here. He's like, hey, man, you're dancing to playing the, white man's tune.
Yeah.
You're not, you're
Pull down your
throwing-
pants and show them your white ass or something like that.
Your lily white ass.
Lily white ass.
Yeah. And then he's like, show him your white ass, you black son of a bitch. And then he shows him the receipt, and he's like, see, I bought and paid for these.
And I put them in my pants.
They put them into my pants. And the only thing on the receipt is dog food. He's like, fuck you. I can't help it if your checker's fucked up. So he starts walking around like, I'll find security. He just walks to the checkout aisle, puts a bag on his head, and then walks right through the fucking door.
The window out front is like, watch this. And then takes off. It's like,
It's awesome.
that's how Bert does his shopping.
That is easily my favorite scene in the whole movie. One without question.
It's really, they take their time with him stealing all the groceries too. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, especially, you got to admit, that was fun.
That was fun. And I like that when they're busting him and he's got like a piece of chicken sticking out the bottom of his pants.
It's falling out on the floor.
When he had obviously stolen like, those 10-pound racks of chicken.
Uh-huh.
And you talk about some shitty saran wrapping job there because one of those pieces of chicken is loose.
Well, he's bebopping all over that grocery store. Some of that chicken's going to come loose.
Well, Bill the cop has found Polly and the old guy, and they're back at the morgue, and they're looking over stuff, and this guy named Jimmy comes in. Jimmy, who's a tough guy that wears a
Mickey Mouse shirt?
Mickey Mouse shirt?
We
Tank
really
top?
did not get enough of this guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could have gone for more Jimmy because he was a total twat. But what the fuck is up with him? But he tells them about Bronson and about where to find him, and he's he lives in the junkyard. You gotta
But he can't
get
help
after
him
them.
because he's on Vice.
Hooker
Hooker
Patrol.
Patrol, yeah. So they make a deal. They work a deal that Bill helps him, and then they're going to, bust in on the bums on the way back.
Mm-hmm.
All while the coroner has turned a dead body into an arm shelf model and stuffed some, weeds in the back of its shirt,
He's decorated.
and is then eating his salad off of it.
Yep, of course. You can't have a movie with a morgue scene without the coroner eating.
This one really takes it
Yeah,
to
it gets a little
this
too
is
far.
the next level. All coroners eating
Uh huh.
have to live up to this scene because he turns the dead body into a work of art / table.
Yeah, and he spray painted it blue. So, I mean, he's went to some effort here.
Yes.
For his unveiling today that he had it underneath the sheet. And then he's like, ta-da, guys, look at this.
Look at this. You're still not fired. God damn it.
Can't do anything. So nighttime at Bronson's camp, and this is where we learn that Bronson's got flashbacks from the war, and we see the him in Vietnam freeing Wendy from bondage, and then he's gonna bone her next to explosions and stuff. But
Yeah.
so we know he's got a kinky thing about her. So then, I don't know, after he frees Wendy and bones her by the explosions, he picks up a grenade and chucks it?
Yeah, he just has a grenade and he throws it over by
Kevin, who's sleeping.
Camp Beta, I guess, which is Kevin and Freddy, and sometimes Bert.
Okay, I was really confused if that grenade existed in reality or just his dream.
No, he just has a grenade,
Okay.
and he uses it for that.
Where does he get the grenade?
I don't know, and why would you waste it on that?
Yeah, you need that grenade, Bronson.
He, like, freaks out, too, like, who was on watch? Rah!
You know who we haven't talked about yet, though,
Mm-hmm.
is the really skinny lady that is Bronson's babe.
Bronson's girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah.
And the very first
Sarah?
time Sarah, yeah.
Yeah, her
and
name's Sarah.
The very
Okay.
first time you see her, I'm thinking she's a dead body.
Yeah, she pretty
looks
still.
dead.
Yeah.
She is so skinny. I not to be weird, but she looked like she was a little emaciated
Mm-hmm.
and
Not emaciated, emaciated.
emaciated.
Uh-huh.
Let me back that up.
Emancipated is totally something else.
Anyway.
Emancipated from hamburgers.
Free at last!
You guys are dicks. Yeah, so I thought she was dead at first, right? 'Cause she just kind of falls off of him.
Uh-huh.
And then the next time you see her, he's like rubbing her buns and stuff. And he's like, yeah, give him a show, baby.
And she's alive.
Yeah, and
She's not
she's
dead.
alive. And then throughout this whole thing, she's just wearing some dingy looking bra. And it's like, it looks like a adult diaper.
It's bad.
Well, she's a bum.
She gets tossed around a lot, too.
She's a homeless
Yeah.
person.
Whenever he gets startled by anything,
Living
he just
in a
sort of
junkyard.
throws her in the dirt 10 feet in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
Or of him, yeah.
Damn it, woman, I was giving a speech. Tosses her into the fire pit.
Don't sass me in front of the men. Oh.
Don't you ever talk back to me in front of the men.
Don't want to lose their respect.
It is a very enviable labor force, considering.
Yeah, yeah. Chief of bums, I guess.
And she seems to be the only female in the bum kingdom.
Yes, I believe
Yes,
so.
she is.
Unless you consider Wendy.
No, because she's not part of the bum
She's
kingdom.
not part of the bum kingdom. She's liaison to the bum kingdom.
She
She's
works at the junkyard. She's not a bum.
the ambassador of bums.
I guess. She
works at the bum embassy. All right, so Freddy goes into town, and he finds this puking lady behind the restaurant, and she mistakes him for Nikki Duran, because she's Nikki's girl, and she's like, I'm horny, puking makes me hot, and so Freddy's like, well, all right, freebie, and so he drags her down the street.
So now it's time for rape.
Yeah.
Because Freddy, he's not a good guy.
No, he's not. It gets worse.
Oh, yeah.
He drags her down the street past this doorman who's, as Sam pointed out,
James
is
Lorenz.
James Lorenz from
Frankenhooker.
Frankenhooker. And he's like, whoa, what was that? That was Duran's lady. But he obviously does not like Duran, so I don't know if he really gives a shit that some
doesn't.
homeless man.
He does not give a shit.
Yeah.
No, and neither does the cook or whoever comes out and has a smoke.
Fuck Duran. That's what
And
they're
this
saying.
is obviously not the first time that she's gotten blackout, pukey drunk in the alley.
Right. So Freddy takes her back to the bum kingdom and kicks Kevin out. And he's like, I gotta have some business with this lady. And there's like an army of the rest of the bums of the bum kingdom they know what's going down. So
Yeah.
they creep out and stare inside the windows like, ugh,
It's like Thunderdome all of a sudden.
Yeah, kind of Thunderdome-esque. But Freddy finishes up and,
Well, he rips her dress off.
yeah, well, he
Pulls
has
down-
the sex with her.
Yeah, pulls down her underwears.
And I think she's got pantyhose.
Yeah, her
Rips those
rips those. Fucks her from behind.
for about 43 seconds.
We should mention, because you guys, I was just going to skip over those details. She is confused about who he is, but she is a willing participant
At this point.
at this point.
Yeah.
It's not quite as violent and awful as Jackie's making it sound.
It's still rape.
It is still rape. However, she's saying, do me.
For now.
It's not violent,
Yet.
as you kind of make it sound. But outside the bums, once he's done, he just leaves her to the bums. And those bums...
Tear her through the tire wall and
Yeah.
fuck her to death.
Yep, those are... That's
bad.
That is worse. If there's worse rape than Freddy's rape, this is clearly worse because she dies from
She
it.
dies from it? Yes.
Yeah.
When it becomes murder, it's worse.
Yeah.
That's the only time it's really
always
worse.
Yeah.
But because he just rapes her and then leaves her to get raped to death,
Well, he passes out.
he doesn't
He
care.
just kind of wanders off.
He just
I
doesn't
thought.
give a shit, no matter what. Either way, he knows what's going to happen. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. Wheezy's out wandering the streets, and he gets mugged by some punks, and a cop pulls up. The punks also dump him in gasoline like they're
They were going to burn him alive.
Man, what the fuck is up with that?
It's a rough
It's the
town.
80s.
Street punks.
It's a rough
also
town.
not good. But the cops pull up in a paddy wagon. They toss him in with the whores. And Bill the cop is asking him about Bronson. I know you know Bronson. I'll never rat him out. Oh, man, you stink. You smell terrible. So they give him a shower and just toss him back in the
Put him
junkyard.
some new clothes.
Yeah.
Kind of has this Mr. Rogers look when they release him back to the Bum Kingdom.
Yeah, a little. So he's all cleaned up. Very nice
And
work,
he
Bill the cop.
tries to...
Not sure if that's what you're supposed to do,
they
but
throw him in like a station wagon, I guess.
that's filled with empties.
Yeah, so then he tries to use one of the empties, like get enough out of it to use the beer as cologne so that he still has street cred.
Yeah.
They'll know.
I don't know. He slept on a pile of empty glass bottles. He probably stinks still.
And he probably wet himself 3 times for good measure, but why not? Little extra icing on the cake. Some bum cologne, looked like it was an Olympia.
Well, Bronson attacks Freddy back in Bumville over the cash. They finally throw down. And then, as he's beating him up, another bum decides to take a piss right next to where they're fighting. So Bronson reaches over and pulls his fucking dick off.
Rips his dick off because he got pissed on.
And it's cartoony because the guy's like, oh, and Bronson's like, and
This is a big dick.
the guy looks down.
Yes.
He doesn't scream in pain immediately. He doesn't scream until he sees that his dick is missing. Like Wile E. Coyote not falling until he looks down.
Yes, but what follows is a very long game of dick keep away.
Keep the
that
dick
you
away.
just don't see coming. Like,
You do not.
this is-
Close-ups of the dick
this is-
flying through the air.
Meanwhile, Frank Schneiser is raping a dead body.
He is.
And you're like,
Yeah.
what's next? Huh. And this is what's next. Dick keep away.
Yeah, Dick Keep Away. That's when I was like, well, boy. When Dick Keep Away has not offended me that much at this point, like, well, I've seen it all.
Yeah, that's where you've been desensitized by the film.
Indeed.
You have no more. You're like, okay, whatever happens next is whatever happens next, because right now there's a disgustingly fat guy having sex with a dead body and people throwing a dick back and forth.
Give me that dick back.
Close-ups of slow motion wobbling dick flying through the air. To Benny Hill.
Yeah, I need to put that on ice. That's still a good penis. I can use that. They'll stitch me right back up. But he finally, to get his dick back, he, climbs on top of all the cars and then does, a slow-motion interception leap, classic sports
Yes.
movie.
Classic sports movie.
Look.
Catch.
And he catches his own dick. And then,
The cab driver won't have any of it, so
Yeah.
he then hitches a ride on a school bus.
the back of a school bus with children inside,
Holding his
clutching
penis.
onto his severed penis. And going, hooray, I got my penis back!
Yeah. Hopefully
Yep.
that bus is headed in the right direction.
Yeah, to wherever, I guess, the Dick Sower Honor Hospital.
They tell him to go to the free clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to do a bad job.
Any job's better than no job at this point.
That's true. So Bill gets a report about Darrow's girl's body, and so Bill knows, ooh, Darrow's girl, oh, she's dead. Well, that means that we better bring him in. So he talks to,
You're talking about Durant?
I said
Duran.
Darrow, didn't I?
Yeah.
Duran.
Tony Darrow
Yeah.
is the actor.
Tony Danza? What?
Duran's girl. So he brings in Duran and the bellboy, or the doorman, and Duran's fucking pissed. He wants to kill this doorman. He's blaming everything on him, like, I'm gonna fucking bury you, you son of a bitch. And the doorman will not shut up. He does classic James Lorenz from Frankenhooker, where he just will not
Yeah.
close his mouth.
This is improv. You can
Yeah,
tell
oh,
that
absolutely.
this is one of the only times that he's got actors.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, go actors, do your thing, and they do.
Yeah.
They do lovely.
And I like James Lorenz's performance in this movie. I can clearly see why he was put into Frankenhooker for
Absolutely.
doing the exact same thing.
And I think that during this chemistry is so magical that it makes it back in the movie for no reason whatsoever.
None. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But so Duran's got a hitman that he sends after Freddy because he knows Freddy's got the guy that did this to his girl, his dame. And so the guy goes into the bathroom while Freddy's taking a piss, and he stands next to him, and they're looking at each other's dongs. And then the hitman says,
The dong looking, I mean,
Yeah.
really, like,
I don't
And
know.
it was obvious Don looking.
Oh, it's obvious
too.
Don
they're
looking.
cock watchers.
Yeah, cock watchers, pee pals. But
Pee-pee, pal.
Don't crush your streams.
Oh, it's not like in Ghostbusters. It's just like, oh, that's weird.
everybody gets pee on their
Are
shoes.
we gay now? No, but we got piss all over each other's shoes. Senators have done worse.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. So the guy's gonna kill Freddy, but Freddy like zips his wiener up and runs away into his pants.
You know, in Freddy's defense, that was a pretty sweet move.
It was a sweet move, and in the hitman, like, if you're a hitman, you just pretend to pee.
Yeah,
Or you just shoot the guy.
I don't know. What
and
if he
leave.
just drank a bunch of coffee that morning in preparation for killing a guy?
Yeah, that's true.
I really gotta go. I'm not gonna kill you with urine in my bladder. I mean,
It's
that's fucking
uncomfortable.
insane.
It's very uncomfortable. I feel like I just feel looser without a bladder full of urine.
Before I kill you, just allow me to whip this out. But Bill, the cop, shows up out of nowhere and fights with the hitman poorly. This is some
This
very
is-
bad fighting.
As bad a fight as it is in a movie ever.
They miss constantly.
And then punch it a half of a mile an hour. Like, I've seen children film each other with, like, home videos do better fights than this.
Indeed. Well, Bill wins. He kicks his ass and then throws him back in the bathroom and then sticks his finger down his throat and pukes on him.
I did not get that part.
Oh,
Like,
this is the part where you're like, I don't get that. Everything else till now, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Well, again,
Anus keep away.
I have lost it. I am not offended by him puking on a hitman. I'm just going, huh?
You're just confused.
What? Why would you do? Okay, whatever.
yeah, why would you kill the hitman? Just let him kill the bum.
Yeah. Well, he's got to get the info, I guess. I don't know. Why do you puke on him? But whatever. So Bill's had enough. He's gonna come up and clean up the bum town for raping that lady. And
So he drives around the corner. I guess Darrow shows up. Not Darrow, Duran.
Yeah.
Tony Darrow's character, Duran, shows up. They have a long dick match the last 2 seconds. He leaves. Then before his raid of the junkyard, he basically just takes the car from one corner to the other corner and then goes back in.
right. And he tells the Mr. Schnitzer,
Frank Schneiser.
that the third to last rapist of the lady had syphilis.
Yep.
Dun dun dun.
There's the recourse for having sex with a dead body.
Syphilis.
And this is where you definitely know that Mr. Wiener Schnitzel has no idea where his fucking dick is. Because he starts scratching underneath his belly off to his hip.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no way your dong is that long, honey. You just can't reach it anymore.
Yeah, this man is so fat that he has lost his penis.
Yeah.
It is-
Yeah.
He has to pee sitting down like a girl. Don't eat so many cheeseburgers, you fat piece of shit. But
Whoa.
Easy.
he's probably dead by now.
probably.
let's face it.
Oh boy.
You know,
When you got a butt in the front, I agree that there
Yeah.
is a
30
definite
years,
problem.
30 years later,
And he was a smoker.
yeah, this man is probably not alive. But anyways, his family is, and I'm sure they're nice. Bill gets stabbed by Bronson because they get in a fight now, and he stabs him in the back, and then he like tosses his girlfriend, and him and fucking Bronson go at it for a long time. This fight's a little better, but still, it's
Not
a
good.
fight. But then Bronson like gets him down on the ground and chokes him to death, and then pees on him.
And then this is the point where you really
Movie
like.
over.
Is
The cop
this the
dead?
end of the movie?
What now?
Okay.
Crime's unsolved.
But then the movie's not over. It's like, okay, it's not the end of the movie. Oh, there's Wizzy.
Yeah, I would not have expected Bill the cop to die, but anyways, he's dead. Freddy goes back into the liquor store and he gets another bottle of Viper, and he's going to drink this one, but right as he sits down to drink it, a fat bum shows up, and he's got a bottle of Viper, and he's sitting there, and he's like, I'm going to drink this Viper, so he does, and his chest puffs up, and he explodes, as we mentioned in the Prelude episode. Exploding fat bum.
full of Drake's cakes.
Yeah, Drake's cakes.
The
The
cakes
delicious-
that could no longer be eaten by the cast and crew. They had had too many. Not that Drake's cakes are bad, but anyone knows that there's only so much goddamn cake you can eat.
Indeed.
I'm kind of wondering if the Drake cake didn't have like pink frosting.
It had to be pink cakes because
Yeah.
that was a pink cake explosion.
Yes.
And Freddy sees it all goes down, and he dives behind a car so he doesn't get any icky, exploded viper guts on him.
Which is also acid. It's like alien blood. Like
yeah,
it's,
it melted that one guy who was
Yeah.
just walking under a melty guy.
yeah, you don't even want to come in. Once the viper makes it out of the bottle, anything that it comes in contact, you don't want to come in contact with.
So now he knows about the viper, and he's like, "Oh God, I gotta tell Ed." But then out of nowhere, Wizzy gets on top of him, and he's like, "Oh, you're a fucking prick, you son of a bitch! I fucking hate you, Freddy." And Freddy's like, "No, don't take my viper, Wizzy. No, please don't take that. That's my last bottle of viper." And Wizzy's like, "I'm gonna take your fucking bottle of viper." But then Bert dives out of nowhere, and now he's got the bottle of viper, and the crowd goes, "Oh!"
Not Bert. Bert kicked, just sort of take that, Wizzy, because he's a lot tougher than the Wiz, apparently.
Yeah, and then he comes back and bonks Wizzy with like a fucking pipe or something.
Well, Wizzy bonks Bert with a pipe
Oh yeah, Wizzy bonks him in the head.
because
and he-
Freddy's like, let Wiz have the bottle. Let him have the bottle.
Yeah.
And then eventually Wiz ends up with the bottle.
Oh! Wizzy drinks it, and Wizzy melts purple.
Yes, Wizzy does melt purple.
So Freddy makes it back to Ed. Oh, thank God. Now I can tell Ed. But Ed has already found and decided to drink some of his own Viper.
It was this is, I am to assume, because he kind of ruffles through the box. This is the last bottle of Viper.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it causes Ed to melt orange.
Yes.
Orange paint.
And he just sort of crawls down the street and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the deal. Is that Freddy, this is his opportunity. This is like his magical unicorn opportunity to get a butt fuck of booze for nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he just runs off.
He should've stole all that
He's
booze.
not a smart bum.
No.
No.
He's a scum bum. Not a smart one. He's a dumb scum bum. Hey. Bronson flips out and he carves a bone blade because he broke off his knife and Bill the cop's back. And the other bums are like, "Oh, man, you've had it rough, so here, have some Viper."
Meanwhile, the police aren't responding to murders of citizens or police.
No, yeah, that whole thing's over. But the girlfriend steals the Viper, and she drinks it.
You never share.
She melts green.
Yes, she does. And she sticks her hand in her boob, and the other one squirts green like it's out of her nipple, like, Viper milk.
Doesn't look like that, but I could tell that that's what they were going for.
That's what they
at
were
work.
going
Yeah,
for.
I liked it. So Bronson sees Wendy take Kevin into the office to bone because Kevin
Grabbed
looked
her
at her
vagina.
and then grabbed her vagina, and I guess that's romance.
Well, at this point, I mean, Wendy is an adult.
No,
Kevin is not.
Kevin is not.
This is statutory rape.
It is.
So Wendy, now we'll have to think about whether or not Wendy's a good person. For later. We're going to save that for later.
So he busts in as they're about to go at it, and he chases Kevin into the parts warehouse, and then he bone knifes one of his own guys just because he's standing there.
I think
in
that
the
that's
neck.
actually one of the employees of the
Junkyard.
junkyard.
Oh. I
So
thought he was another one of the fat bums.
no, he's a citizen
Oh, okay.
of New York, and so his murder will go uninvestigated.
Yeah, probably. Freddy runs in and he tosses a bottle at Bronson like a fucking Molotov cocktail, but it does barely anything. It just kind of is like, that stings.
He just winged him.
Yeah. So he doesn't melt him enough, and then he picks Freddy up in the air and he's going to bash him into the ground. But Kevin kicks the top off a gas canister that's in there, and it flies straight into Bronson's head and chops it off. Well, actually, he doesn't chop it off. It
Rips it off all the way, like halfway down his chest.
yeah, awesome. Really good effect. Liked it.
It was as good as you can do because it looks like guts, and then they have a shot where the body is
Still standing.
still standing and the head out of focus falls directly through the V that has been made by the canister. So you see the head fall through its own missingness.
Cavity, yeah.
Yeah, this was a good shot.
It was a really good shot. I hope that was intentional. If not, brava.
Brava. Either way, good show.
But it flies on, his head flies onto the ground, and Wendy's like, "Oh, Kevin!" And so she jumps over Bronson, who's still barely alive, and he looks up into her panties and is like,
The last thing he sees is Beeve, and
Yeah.
he's like, I can die happy.
yes, a smile spreads across his face.
His
Street trash.
bodiless face. And street trash,
Street trash comes up on the screen. Movie's over-ish.
Almost.
During the credits, Bronson has tied up the doorman and he's going to whack him, but he finds a pint of Viper on him and he drinks it.
Duran.
Did
Yeah.
I say Darrow?
You said Bronson this
Bronson.
time.
Oh, damn it.
They're all confusing. Who's who?
Yeah, but we don't see what he melts into because it's...
Obviously an afterthought.
Yeah.
They don't have money at this
Yeah.
point. They're just like, oh yeah, we can do this other scene. Well,
So I'm to infer that because of the shit that the doorman is speaking at this point, that he is now taking over for
That he's
Duran.
the new Dawn.
yeah, he's the new Dawn. From doorman to Dawn.
Just like
Because
that.
you're a wiseacre.
Thanks to Viper.
He's like, hey, get the ring before it gets melted.
Yeah, exactly. And so then the closing credits are sung by Tony Darrow
Tony Darrow, yeah.
to the tune of My Way, but he's being an asshole.
He's talking about bums and being melted and almost like the Dangerous Eight. What the hell was that? The movie that they sang the plot of the movie at the end?
Oh, man, I can't remember.
The Something Eight.
Got nothing for you.
Yeah, well, this is a lot the same. He sort of recounts the plot as much as possible.
While being an asshole.
While
He's
being
like,
an asshole.
You shit fuck, kiss my ass, you dirtbag.
Eat your eyeballs.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a tough guy. All right, who's got questions? I want to start.
Okay.
My first question is, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Which I know that there's no answer to. So
No,
next.
there is no answer to what the fuck.
What the I just watched?
Well, we should do the three that we were supposed to from
Okay, go ahead.
Prelude. Who's your favorite bum?
It's more like, who's my least hated bum?
Yeah, well, favorite, least hated, whatever. Semantics at this point. Favorite bum, Jackie.
I'm going to go with Bronson.
Ah,
Okay.
good
All right,
choice.
all right.
Why exactly?
Because he's fucking batshit crazy. He has a knife made out of somebody's leg. He beats up a half emaciated lady.
Emanciated from life.
Emaciated from life lady. Emaciated.
Yeah. Emaciated.
Emaciated lady. He's beating the
Could
shit
just
out
say
of her.
skinny.
And he beats the shit out of that cop. And
He
he
does.
cuts off somebody's wiener. I mean,
He's a tough guy.
He just rips somebody's
He's a
wiener
real
off,
tough guy.
yeah.
and he's crazy.
And I
Yeah.
think he's fucking batshit crazy. So,
I
yeah,
think
he was my favorite.
He's number 3 on my list, so I commend you for picking Bronson. Justin?
I think it's pretty obvious, Bert.
Yeah,
just
I'm-
because he steals that fucking scene so well.
I'm with Bert. Number 2 is Wizzy, though.
Okay.
I like Wizzy.
Why do you like Wizzy?
Just because he's such an asshole.
Okay.
You gotta learn to respect the Wiz.
I have a follow-up to your question. Which bum is the least detrimental to society?
Bert.
Bert.
Bert steals. He has stolen a lot of goods.
Yes, he doesn't kill anybody
That's
or
a
rape
that's
anybody.
a crime. That is a felony that he has committed. What did I mean? Paulie really only hurt Freddy.
We
and
don't-
he only
yeah, we don't
stole
know
the
enough
booze.
about Paulie.
Yeah, but we have to infer that. I mean, all we can see is what takes place on screen, and so Paulie's probably, based off of this movie, the least detrimental to me.
Maybe.
All he does is hurt other bums.
It's
and
whether
fuck
or
'em.
not you count Kevin as a bum.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm not counting Kevin as a bum.
Okay. All right.
He's not there yet. It's like he's once bitten.
He's
He
got
hasn't turned all the way.
a legal guardian that is a bum, and that's about it.
Illegal guardian.
Yeah.
Non-legal guardian. Non-legal non-guardian. Named... What is the guy's name again?
Freddy.
Freddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam. Next question.
What genre is this film?
Comedy. I think it's intended to be funny, and I think that's why the writing is so batshit, is because either these guys weren't funny, and so they couldn't create jokes, so they just wrote down whatever was so stupid that they could put down in the hopes that it was funny, and guess what? You guys hit it.
Yeah.
It's funny. The dialogue is funny because it's so stupid and slapsticky. So I just can't not think
cartoony.
that yeah, it's cartoony. I think that this is intended to be a comedy.
I think it's supposed to be a drama.
Passion of the Bum.
Passion of the bum.
Do you want to...
Elaborate,
yeah.
possibly.
Well, it's just that it's showing you their life, what they go through, their trials and tribulations.
Brought on themselves.
They need love, just like regular human beings. They throw that in there with the statutory rape. Then they have the, they're just doing the best they can, which is why, they pick up some drunk chick and rape the shit out of her. And it's a movie about addiction. and how addiction can kill you.
Okay.
Ah.
It is about addiction.
That's about addiction, yeah.
She is correct about that. So,
Can-
fine argument.
Can we all agree that it is certainly not a horror movie?
It is not.
No.
At no point
is-
is it horrific.
This is classified as a horror movie.
Yeah, no, not even a fucking chance.
Not one chance.
Not by any means. It is not horrific, nor is it frightening, nor is it. It's horrible, but it's not
the
horrific.
horror of humanity.
Yeah, it's
Basically.
horrible.
Horrible.
Not horrific.
Yes. Question 3 from the prelude. What is this movie about?
Unclear.
Being the number one bum.
King of the Hill?
Yeah, King of the Hill, maybe, I guess.
Does
Because
that
the
mean-
restaurant guy, he goes from being the door boy to the Don. He's going to the King of the Hill.
But that
Bronson dies, and now Freddy's the King of the Bums.
Huh. Is he?
I'm assuming he gets to be because he killed the King of the Bums.
Huh.
It's got 3 plot lines in it.
It's got 3 non-plot lines.
Non-plot
in it.
lines, yeah,
It's
3
got about
non-stories.
5 non-plot
Yeah.
lines in it.
Melting Bums, the Viper scenario. Bill, the cop,
Not investigating
Not
murders of citizens.
doing anything. And then Duran's deal.
Which was an afterthought of when they shot one scene. They're like, oh, we should add this in later.
Yeah, but he's in it a lot more. Duran's in this movie 3 times.
Yes.
That's more than half the bums. And then you've got Kevin and Freddy's.
Kevin and
Idiom?
Wendy thing.
Yeah, there's
There's
a
like
lot
5
of things
not
happening that
dramatic
aren't
situations
about anything.
that don't resolve themselves at all or have direction that could be resolved.
And the only way the Viper one gets resolved is that there's not any more Viper
They
in
run
that
out
crate.
of Viper.
Who's making that fucking Viper? Is there other Viper in other liquor stores? I don't know. I guess it's the I kind of agree with Jackie that if you had to tie it into something, that's the comeuppance. If you're a fucking dirtball, you're gonna get comeuppance, even if you're not living on the street. You know what
Well,
goes
except
around
for-
comes around.
But except for Freddy, because he never gets his
That's
comeuppance.
true. And Freddy's a dirtbag.
He's a dirtbag.
Maybe they don't know that he's a
He's a
dirtbag.
horrible brother.
Yeah, he is a horrible brother.
And he's a
Beyond
fucking rapist.
anything.
And he's a racist.
He's a bad person.
He is a bad person.
He's a murderer.
Yeah.
He kills Wizzy.
Yeah, that's true.
Whether Wizzy's a
Yeah.
good person or not,
Yeah.
he kills him on
That's true.
purpose.
Murdering,
That is murder in the
raping,
first degree.
Racist, bad relative.
Bird is not a bad guy,
Yeah.
is other than being a thief and a crazy bomb.
Well, you know what? I think that him being a thief is just part of his survival. So I don't really fault him for that.
Oh,
I
you know,
think
for
he
Bird,
could have stolen less chicken.
less chicken. That was a lot of chicken.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's not like he had a fridge. Maybe he was just trying to help feed the camp or something.
I don't know.
2 cantaloupes, being greedy.
He had like $100 worth of groceries in those pants.
Yeah. My second question is, do Kevin and Wendy make it?
No.
What do you mean make it? Like make sex?
Do they go on to be married and have children and live happily
Well,
ever
it's
after?
illegal.
Well, in a couple years it won't be. Or maybe next year. We don't know how old he is.
You'd think Wendy's interested in anything other than that one-time deal?
I don't know.
To say that she had sex with a bum?
You tell me. They don't make it?
No.
No.
No, I don't think there's any love there.
I don't think there is either.
Jackie, do you have any questions?
What was the best bum death?
Ooh, best bum
Good
death.
question.
Yeah. I right off the bat, Paulie, his toilet business was awesome. The reaching up and grabbing onto the pole toilet handle and then his arm coming off while it's still clutched onto that. That's getting creative and doing awesome work. So Paulie by far.
I got to go with Bronson's head falling through the V cavity of where his head should have been.
Yeah, it's hard to top one as well. Exploding bomb is a good one.
The exploding fat bomb. What do you got, Jackie?
I'm going to go with Justin. I like the toilet one the
That
best.
toilet one's
Yeah.
awesome.
It
Because
was just because followed very closely, Sam, by the Bronson thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But I'd never seen anybody melt into a toilet and then try to save themselves with a flushing handle.
that would have
So
just caused them to go down the toilet if it actually worked.
yeah.
If the bum would have bled out from the dick getting ripped off, it would have been a contender.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I have one final question. Mm-hmm. Should they all have died?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can't
Nape
even
it.
make a case for Kevin and Wendy?
No, I really can't because she's.
You know what? You're doing that kid a favor.
I don't even know what she's not going to good places in life. Like, she's gonna go to that community college for about a week and then drop out, and she's headed straight to that fucking heroin den, man. She's headed the homeless direction. She thinks she's giving him a hand, but she's really not.
Is she just using Kevin to test the waters?
Ooh, to make her way through the next bum town?
Yeah. To be the next Sarah.
She's a bum banger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
She's gross.
I don't know. I think somebody should get Kevin out of there, and then I think we shoot a fucking missile into Bumtown.
Torch all of Long Island.
Yeah. Well,
Including everybody that works at that fucking junkyard.
I think most of them get killed, but I don't know. There was actually like 5
well,
of them, so
I
only
have a
one
question.
of them.
It's my next question. What happens to Mr. Schnitzer?
Was going to have to get some penicillin.
He's got, well, potentially he's got the syphilis.
I'm pretty sure he's got
He
the
just wanders off scratching his crotch, and if anybody needed to have an on-screen death, it was fucking him.
Yeah, he should have died.
What the fuck, man? He should have had goopy, melty stuff from his nether regions. Like, that's where it should have started. How do you miss that one?
Exploding black crotch.
Yeah.
Just as black as his heart.
How do you miss that one?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
He wasn't technically straight trash.
Yeah, that's true.
He's just
But neither was
trash.
Bronson. Or, I mean, not Bronson, Bill the Cop.
Bill the Cop, but he died. He didn't explode or anything.
Yeah, that's
though.
true. Was Viper melty 60 years ago? I mean, has it always
Been, or is it just
the age
recently?
process?
Yeah.
60 years of being in a basement caused it to make bums melt?
And is it really 60 years old?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not, because
It's
it's only a year old from that wild paint party or the.
Rubber cement.
So yeah, Viper
He
has
hid it there.
An evil corporation has made Viper to melt bums. That's its one job.
It's like smallpox blankets.
That's why Ed, the liquor store owner, has got the Viper, is because he's the only one that's given booze out to the bums. And so the Viper Corporation's like, this is how we get the bums off the street. We got to get this Viper to Ed,
Yes.
and he will deliver it
He
to the
will
bums.
deliver it to the bums.
We are innocent parties.
Told Ed not to drink it. I did, but the fucker is always high on rubber cement.
Yeah, absolutely.
He
So,
like after I gave it to him, he told me it was treasure, and then he headed down to his basement to hide it. So this whole plan is dubious.
mission accomplished, though. He got rid of the bums.
Some of them.
Some of them. Yeah, not enough. We still got them. Seattle's got plenty. San Francisco's got a few.
You should do a Tony Darrow song about the bombs. Oh, get out of here.
When you got to go someplace, don't go to... No, I'm not even going to try. Don't go to San Francisco, though.
Depends on what time of year.
Yeah, there's always bums.
There is.
It's never seasonal bums. It's always bums. Forever bums. Forever bums. There you go, Sam.
But now, do you understand when we went into the liquor store that one time and the guy had peed all over himself multiple times?
Sure.
And the entire liquor store smelled like pee. And you're like, why would you pee on yourself? And I kept saying, simply, he's a crazy bum.
Insane bum.
And now do you understand?
Yep, I think this was a documentary. That's what genre was. So, Sam, I know you're going to recommend this because you've kind of already stated that. You like this film. What are your thoughts?
Second time around, it's a lot more fun because it is so sort of like the first half of it is a little harrowing. Like you have to like, God, these are awful people.
Not so
But
shocking, maybe?
the second time around, you kind of realize how fucking ridiculous it is coming in. And like, I didn't think the morgue scene was funny the first time I saw
Sure,
it. I did not laugh at having sex with the dead body the first time.
No.
That was not funny.
No. Well,
Second
was
time
it
around,
funny?
it's
Second
not
time?
funny the second time. It's just funny that it's funny watching you two look at the fat guy having sex with the dead body.
Well, you don't actually see it. It's,
No.
And it's fairly
Covert.
covert.
Yeah, but at the same time it happens.
Yeah, but it's not. You never see any act happen. You see him zipping up his pants. That's
It
about
happened and the both of you had foul looks on your face.
Yeah. Jackie?
I don't know. I'm kind of torn.
Okay.
It's an awful, disgusting movie, but
It's awful. It's hard to watch. It's just the crappiest of crappiest people in the universe in it. You want everyone to die. Horrible, horrible deaths.
most of them do.
Most of them
Drinking
do.
Viper is just not horrible enough for most of these people.
Oh man, that's something because it seems like
Yeah.
it's painful as well to be melted. Like
And-
they live for a long time while their flesh is decaying.
It's got to be a terrible way to die, the
Yeah.
Viper.
Yeah. But then on the same token, it had some funny spots that I thought were okay. And like the penis keep away, I thought was kind of funny. And I'd never seen anything like that before. So it was entertaining for that purpose. It had some really terrible lines in it that I thought were really funny. And the grocery store scene was that was the
Fucking
best
fantastic.
scene in the movie. And it was
Yeah.
just hilarious.
It was hilarious, and not in an offensive way, like not in a shocking way.
Just funny.
It's just purely funny. A man putting a bag on his head and then walking through a glass door.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just ridiculously funny. And So, I mean, part of me is just like, I don't know if I can, in good conscience, tell you to watch this movie because it is so awful to watch. And on the same, was it bad enough not to tell you not to watch it though? Because it did have some redeeming qualities. It was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say, do it if you want something weird. But if you have
you got a gag reflex, this isn't the one for
Yeah.
you.
no, if you got a gag reflex, or if you just really, really hate bums like I do, it's probably not the movie for you.
Yeah, I'm also on the fence, but in a different way. The transfer and the YouTube quality sucks so bad. If this was on DVD or Blu-ray,
You can buy this, I believe it's probably available from Murrow himself, because there's a special edition that has been available, multiple copies for years on Amazon for about $20.
okay. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, if you watch it that way, I'm gonna give it a due. I may still give it a due to the right people. I think it's a necessary film for our fans. I think it's not for everybody, but I think the people that it's not for don't listen to this podcast.
Yes.
So I think if you're ready to probably not be shocked, then yeah, go for it. Because we've already unshocked everything. I think that it's not as offensive as we made it. The only two scenes that I really struggled with was the dead body thing. I was like, that's a little too far, and no, that was pretty much just that dead
Just the
body
dead
thing.
body
That's
thing.
just too far. So even though I guess that fat piece of shit when he's laying on top of her, it's
But
it's
that's
80s
Yeah.
molestation. So she's like, get off me, you big creep! Not fuck you.
Yeah.
I am going
Stab
to
him
kill
with
you
a
to get out of this
letter
situation. That was a little like, oh,
Yeah, it was pushing the border.
But for the rest of it, the flying penis, that's just, it's cartoony.
It's cartoony,
A
yeah.
lot of this is really fucking it's an adult horrible cartoon, not hentai grody stuff.
I would say that my closing argument for the film would
Just
be
said
that
not hentai.
not
grody
hentai.
stuff.
Grody stuff, yeah.
It's not hentai because this is grody. Wait, what?
Well, I wasn't going to make a closing argument, but now I'm just going to look at you strangely. Like, you need to spend less time on the internet.
Wait, if a lady getting banged by an octopus monster isn't grody, what is to you, buddy?
Well, the only thing that's an octopus is his wiener.
Which is what he is made of completely.
Oh, boy. Anyway, my closing argument for the film is I think this is about as entertaining as a movie can get without having a story at all.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. We've done some pretty wild shit.
They have more of a
Not
story
much of
than
a
this.
story,
This
yeah.
is just, there's not a story at all there.
I will say that this by no way approaches the realm of bad taste in my not bad taste in general, but the film Bad Taste. We're making this up as we go, gross out movies, and Bad Taste is so much fucking better than this. So
It's a lot more fun, yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, next up is Jackie's pick. Jackie, what are you you got an idea?
Well, speaking of how much you hate vampires,
Oh.
we are going with Vampire's Kiss with before you boo me, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yes. That's supposed to be the cagiest of cages.
Yeah, so it should be
Oh.
kind of fun.
Yeah, so come back next week and check that out. And in the meantime, get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.